Please put your hands together for Damian Smith.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I've been doing stand up for a long time, and I've been a very funny guy since I can ever remember. I mean, the day I was born, my mom, she pushed me out of her vagina, and I talked that day. And I looked up at my mom, and I was like, "Hey, mama, I'm gonna be funny." And she laughed a lot, and that's when I knew I was going to have a career in being funny. And as I got a little bit older, in elementary school, I was always the class clown. And we'd be sitting in class, and the teacher would pass out the quiz, and then she'd be like, "Okay, class, you may start your quiz." So then I take my pencil and I go, "Whoops, teacher, I broke my pencil. I can't write." And then the class would laugh. And the teacher thought it was funny too. And then that made me want to pursue even more of a career in it. So I started trying to get shows at comedy clubs. And I mean, I'm good at everything, so of course I was successful. But like, I would go there and I'd be telling the audience stories of my life, which are super funny, and they would all just be like, "Oh, oh, boo, boo," and that was the first time I had ever heard anyone laugh like that, but it just made me inspired to be even more of a comedian. So I went home, and the new laughter, boo, made me want to broaden my act a little bit. So I started learning how to juggle. And since I'm just great at everything, I became very good at it. And here, I'll show you. Like most teenagers, I started with two balls in one hand, like this. It's just like that. And I would do this until my wrist would hurt a lot. And I eventually got good enough to do two balls in my mouth. But that's hard to explain to your mom when she walks in. I don't do that act anymore. But I did eventually learn three balls. And I'm just gonna warn you, I am really good. So just be ready to say wow and he's great, because I know. But you're welcome to tell me I'm good anyway, because I enjoy it. But here. And because you're not a good juggler, you don't realize that that's a really hard trick to do. It may have looked like I messed up, but I really didn't. And since you're inexperienced, you can't just tell me that that wasn't good juggling, because that was my act. And that's actually a very hard trick to learn. So, yeah, I'm really good. and you're just jealous. And I eventually decided to start trying to do rings. And of course, like everything else I tried, I just became really, really good at it. And the rings are just like the balls, but they're not really like the balls. And they're a little bit harder to juggle, but since I'm amazing, I made it work. So I'll show you. Um, that was my act too. Um, that trick's hard to learn too, but I'm really good at it, as you just noticed. So yeah, don't judge me until you learn to juggle. But I'm really good, and thank you for being a good audience. And I know you liked my act, so bye. See you again soon.
I know how to make them stop and stare as I